Hello everyone, Magni Gamers in here, and today we're doing another tier list, but this time we're doing with Star Wars. Now before we start, I'm gonna let you know that some of these Star Wars projects can either be brilliant, or amazing, or can be great, or bad, or awful, or terrible. Now without further ado, let's get started. Starting with A New Hope. I'm gonna say it's amazing. I really enjoyed this movie. I mean, I haven't seen it in a while, technically. I've only seen it like once. Wish I could do it again. But yeah, all the cast are amazing. The entire story was amazing, as usual. Sure, some of the special effects and the CGI does not really hold up very well, especially in the, well, I've actually seen the special edition. I don't really know if there is like an actual theatrical version of this, but still. Not other than that, the movie was amazing. Star Wars Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. I'm gonna say it's great. Not the best, but it's great. Mostly because of the title, Attack of the Clones. It's called Attack of the Clones, but the problem is the clones are barely in this movie. But I will say Ewan McGregor, Hayden Christensen, and Natalie Portman did a great job in their roles. So did Frank Oz, Samuel Jackson, and Christopher Lee. But out of all the prequels, this is the weakest one. Star Wars Rebels. It was great. Probably better than Attack of the Clones, probably. I mean, I haven't seen all the show, but so far it's good. But yeah. Star Wars Resistance. I have not seen that one, and I'm not really interested in this one, so I'm just gonna say it's awful, mostly because I despise the sequel trilogy of Star Wars, and this takes place either before that or I don't know. Probably before The Force Awakens or something. Probably. Return of the Jedi. I'm gonna say, Return of the Jedi. That's the best movie of all time. The best Star Wars movie of all time. It's my favorite. It's actually my favorite. I loved the entire movie. The movie was like a masterpiece. I love the Ewoks. The Ewoks are so cute. I love the entire subplot of the Emperor's throne room scenes where, Luke was fighting Darth Vader and then he confronts Darth Sidious, and then the Emperor Palpatine tries to kill Luke, and then Darth Vader killed Palpatine. That was just a great movie. I loved every second of it. Revenge of the Sith. I think it's brilliant. I think it's probably the darkest Star Wars film of the entire franchise. I'm not kidding. It's actually pretty dark. Mostly because of the Order 66 the scene with Order 66 is being executed. Yeah, this movie's actually really dark, and especially the fight on Mustafar between Obi-Wan and Anakin, well, Darth Vader, actually. Yeah. Other than that, this movie is amazing. Rogue One. I think it's amazing, but not better than A New Hope. I love the entire characters, like Jyn Erso, Cassian Andor, K2SO, Baze Malbus, Chirrut, and Bodhi Rook. And also Forrest Whitaker's character as what was his name? Saw Gerrera, that's it. Although he didn't really have much screen time, which is a shame. And I really, really loved Ben Mendelsohn as director Krennic. He was one of the best Disney Star Wars villains, which is probably my second favorite after Moff Gideon from Mandalorian. Solo: A Star Wars Story. I thought it was good. Not the best, but I'm just gonna put it on great. It's not better than Attack of the Clones. It was pretty weaker compared to these six movies, which are amazing and brilliant and great. Solo is probably the weakest. I mean, Alden Ehrenreich actually was decent as the younger Han Solo. So was Donald Glover as younger Lando Calrissian. I wasn't really a fan of Kira, played by Emilia Clarke, but Woody Harrelson was awesome as Tobias Beckett. So was Jon Favreau as Rio Durant, even though he was barely in this movie. He literally got killed so early into the movie. Him along with Val. I think she was played by Tandy Newton, whatever her name is. I really don't know, but it was good. I'm just gonna say it's good. The Clone Wars movie. It's great, better than Solo. Not better than Attack of the Clones. I did like that compared to the show. Samuel Jackson and Christopher Lee reprised their roles as their characters as Mace Windu and Count Dooku. Compared to the show where they got recasted by T.C. Carson as Mace Windu and Curry Burton as Count Dooku. Compared to the show, they actually brought back these original actors as their characters. I'm pretty sure Count Dooku got recasted because Christopher Lee unfortunately passed away. Or did the Clone Wars show did it come out in 2015? I really don't know. Because I know for a fact Christopher Lee passed away in 2015. And his role as Saruman in Lord of the Rings Battle of Five Armies was probably his final live action appearance. Although he didn't really have much screen time in that movie. Speaking of the Clone Wars show, I'm gonna say it's amazing. Probably better than Rogue One. I haven't seen the entire show, just the first 14 episodes of it in season 1. But yeah, I don't really have like much to say about it. I know there are like 7 seasons of that show, so I can't really like talk about it too much. Empire Strikes Back. I'm gonna say it's amazing, better than A New Hope, but not better than Return of the Jedi. Reason why is because I found kind of confused at the end of the movie why Lando was wearing Han's clothes, which I don't understand why. Like, why was he wearing Han's clothes? That literally made no sense. But yeah, other than that, Empire Strikes Back was an amazing movie. Force Awakens. The start of the downfall of Star Wars. Which thankfully I am working something connected to that movie. But I don't really like the characters, the new characters, Rey, Finn, and Poe, played by Daisy Ridley, John Boyega, and Oscar Isaac. They're great actors, don't get me wrong, but the characters were very unlikable. I just don't really like them. And Kylo Ren was awful. I did not like Kylo Ren. I did not like BB-8 either. The only best parts of the movie was Harrison Ford as Han Solo, even though I hated that he got killed. And Carrie Fisher was also great as Leia, although I hated that she didn't have much screen time. And speaking of not much screen time, Luke Skywalker only had like 30 seconds of screen time. I really did not like that. I wish they could like give him some backstories of like why he left. And like all they did is just explain why he left instead of showing backstories of it. That way he'll have more screen time than he actually does in this movie. And also Captain Phasma was also pretty useless character. She was only in this movie for action figure purposes. That's it. Served no purpose to the story. Served no purpose to the story at all. Speaking of The Last Jedi, it's terrible. I really hated this movie. This movie sucked. I cannot not believe I was excited for this movie. I was actually excited to see this movie, but it was so bad. No, not bad. Terrible. I mean, Carrie Fisher was probably the best part as Leia, although she was barely in this movie despite it's her last movie before she passed away, or like, no, not before. I think she passed away before this movie came out. So okay, so I did not like that Luke became lazy and like very horribly written. I mean, for one fact, he just threw his lightsaber like it meant nothing. You know, like a joke. This is his father's lightsaber. Why would he do that? And also, don't get me started on the scene where he drinks that green milk. Oh god, that was disgusting. Like, I mean, I could rant about it all day, but I really don't know if I want to be honest. I also hated that Admiral Ackbar got killed. I really hated that. And Chewie barely did anything either. Neither did R2 or C-3PO. None of the original characters that we loved in the original trilogy, you know, Return of the Jedi, A New Hope, and Empire Strikes Back, they were barely in this movie. And neither was Luke. And he only trained Rey the ways of the Force just like twice. That's it. And Rey only trained herself. And somehow she was really good. Like, what? Speaking of that, she actually was able to use the Force in The Force Awakens despite having zero training. Like, remember what Luke said in The Mandalorian, although I've only seen the scene of it. I haven't actually seen Season 2 yet, although I will. Being a Jedi without training is nothing. That's what Luke said. Or like, anything without training, anything about the Jedi without training is nothing. So yeah. I hate this movie with a burning passion. I absolutely hate it. Speaking of The Mandalorian, that comes next. And I really loved it. I am gonna give this a better than Revenge of the Sith, although I've only seen season 1 of it. Pedro Pascal actually was amazing as the title character himself, Mandalorian, although his real name is Din Djarin. And the entire cast, they were phenomenal. You know, like Gina Carano as Cara Dune, Carl Weathers as Greef Karga, Taika Waititi as the voice of IG-11, although he did not play him in person, unfortunately. Oh, speaking of in person, the guy who played IG-11 in person, which is not Taika Waititi, he unfortunately passed away, so rest in peace to him. I forgot his name. I loved every second of The Mandalorian, especially the 8th episode. Yeah. Where they go on this action against Moff Gideon on the TIE Fighter. That was pretty cool. I need to watch season 2 of this show. I hope I can do that one day, hopefully. Yeah. The Phantom Menace is also better than Revenge of the Sith. Please don't hate me or anything, but I actually really liked Phantom Menace, although I don't understand why people hate it so much. I really enjoyed this movie a lot, especially from Liam Neeson as Qui-Gon, Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan, and Jake Lloyd actually did a great job as the young Anakin Skywalker. And I also am one of the few people who does not think that Jar Jar Binks is a terrible character. I mean, compared to people like Rose Tico from The Last Jedi, he actually has a purpose to the story. Yeah. Anyways, last one. Rise of Skywalker. It's better than The Last Jedi, but it's still terrible. I really was so disappointed with this ending. And I promise you guys, when the time comes, I will change this a lot. And maybe I can get someone to help me create a different way to change this, because this was so disappointing. I hate it. Where should I start? What should I talk about this? Oh, okay. First of all, I hated that they, for some reason, brought Palpatine back to life without any explanation of how he came back. How did he come back after being killed in Return of the Jedi? That makes no sense. And he also looks absolutely hideous. Palpatine looks hideous. At the start of the movie, he looks like a zombie. And even if he got his strength back, at the final battle of this movie, he still looks terrible. Nonetheless. And the way he was defeated was absolutely pathetic. Somehow, Rey was able to defeat him using his own lightning. Using Palpatine's lightning. By, Rey used the two lightsabers to block his lightning, and they went to him, and somehow that killed him. I mean, Mace Windu did that too, but it didn't kill him. It didn't kill Palpatine when Mace Windu did this to him. So, how did Rey kill him using his own lightning? How did Rey do it? This is stupid. And also the new characters, Zori Bliss and Janna, they were pretty useless characters. I did not like Zori or Janna. And also, the space horses were also pretty useless. I did not like the space horses. I don't understand the point of them. Fighting on the Star Destroyer. Why did they use the space horses? Why are they better than the speeders? Why did they use the speeders to fight on the Star Destroyer instead of the space horses? The space horses can easily be killed because the Star Destroyer has plenty of weapons. And in some parts, Rise of Skywalker actually rips off Avengers Endgame as well. With all these ships, so many of them came in reinforcements when after Lando Calrissian said, "There is more of us." And funny thing is, he actually said that in the Millennium Falcon. And in Endgame, the one who talked to Captain America about something connected to reinforcements, it was Falcon. That was a stupid ripoff. But yeah, this is the tier list ranking of the Star Wars films. So brilliant is Return of the Jedi, Mandalorian, Phantom Menace, and Revenge of the Sith. Amazing, Empire Strikes Back, A New Hope, Clone Wars, and Rogue One. Great, Rebels, Attack of the Clones, Clone Wars movie, and Solo. Bad, Force Awakens. Awful, Resistance, although I have not seen that yet. Terrible, Rise of Skywalker, and The Last Jedi. Anyway, guys, that'll be it for the video. If you guys like it, then please leave a like. But if you like this channel, then please subscribe. See you guys next time.